Good morning, good afternoon, and good whatever time it is, and welcome to another episode of TREVANTINE, the podcast in which you get to hear the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of an 18-year-old high school senior in high school being affected by the coronavirus. So this is the podcast where we get to have three segments. One, how corona is affecting us. Two, national headlines for today from the New York Times regarding corona. And three, what I'm doing today. Today's episode is a little different. It's going live at 4:15 when I normally go live at 11. Tuesdays might start looking a little different just because every Tuesday we're going to start doing a live stream for our Rocket League tournament going on. Today being the first day, and it kind of threw a wrench in things and had to alter some plans, but we got it squared away. Today, of course, being the first day, we actually had our tournament play today. So with me in a call, I have Team High Priotiy, people that absolutely killed the competition today in our first matchup, and I just want to get their thoughts and opinions on how today went. So, Team High Priotiy, how are you fellas doing today?
Doing fantastic. Trevor, how you doing?
Great.
Amazing. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves in, I guess, Bernie, Reverb, and Omega order?
All right. So my name's Austin Burnett. I am also a senior at Liberty North High School, along with Trevor. I know I've been on TREVANTINE a couple times before, but yeah, that's about it.
I've never been here. I'm new. I'm Logan Lewis. I'm also a senior, graduating this year.
I'm also new here. I'm Cooper Bratcher.
Right on, guys. So today was the first match, and I guess the best question to ask, I guess, going off the bat, what are your thoughts on eSports being in school?
I think it's really cool that we have people at our school that are willing to put this whole thing together. Just the fact that we have like adults and administrators in our building that were there to help us set it up, helping you guys run the live stream, stuff like that, and then putting the whole thing together for us. I thought that was really, really cool. And I hope esports in general in high school continues to grow.
Right on. So how was your experience today? What do you guys think of the whole process of coming together and I guess sending in your headshots and stuff?
I don't know, really, man. It's kind of cool. I've never really done anything for the school relating to video games. Kind of just done that in my past time. Like, I never thought I'd have to be good at something, and like it would apply to school. It's just completely new. The process was a little weird. It was kind of email signups, and it was like bam, 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 kind of is what it felt like. But it's been a cool experience.
Right on. So, what do you guys think of today's competition? I know the scores reflect a big story.
So I felt like today's competition was actually probably one of the most that we're going to see. We had our team probably going to be the best player in the tournament, and we had Cole Hadley's team, which they also had some players on their team, which created a very exciting game where you're going to see a lot of high-level play games that.
Awesome. I guess this more goes out to Logan and to Omega here, but would you guys say it's unfair that you guys have a top 100 player on your team?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's unfair, because there's three people on the other team at the end of the day, and me and Omega definitely aren't even close to top 100 or even close to top 1,000 in Rocket League. And I know we have a top 100 player, but if there's good competition that's around our skill level, usually three people against one top 100 player is going to be able to do a little bit of something.
Yeah, and to go off of that, if we come up against another team from the St. Joe district that we've never heard of that ends being right up there with our skill level, one top 100 player against a couple players maybe above mine and Logan's skill level, it's the 100 player isn't going to carry us the whole time. It have to be a big to be able to beat them.
Right on. Along with that, we are going with schools all around like the whole metro, really, and all the way up to Kearney and St. Joe. Do you guys think there's some hidden talents out there, hidden gems in the farm leagues?
I think it's really hard to tell because obviously our games don't start until May 1st, so we won't even be able to know until then, at least, what competition's out there. But I do have some hope that there are some good players out there because I know at our school, we have us three who are all pretty high level in the game, and then the team we played to get to today, they're actually all pretty good as well. So that makes me feel like if our high school can put together two pretty good teams, and I'm sure Liberty is as well, then other schools in our district will probably be putting together some good teams.
Sweet, sweet. Do you guys practice often, or like how does that work? Do you guys just kind of go into games like this?
Um, it's never really practice when it comes to me with video games. I never take it as practice. I just play to have fun, and when you play the game, you get better at it. And no, I think us three, we don't really play that much. We just have different time schedules. One of us is doing homework, one of us is gaming, prioritizing different things. Of course, Austin's playing for a college team, so he's pretty wrapped up in that with the whole Rocket League experience. So I would say it's not really practice. It's more of just playing the game, getting comfortable with it, and then meeting up and having fun. That's all it really is.
I like that take. And final question I have for you guys today: where'd you guys get the name High Priority?
So we were watching the first ever live stream for the Rocket eSports, and Jeff was going through talking about all the stuff. We were just sitting there like, what do we even? We have no idea. He was talking about if you guys start doing good and this starts blowing up, you guys are quickly become a high priority throughout the school district. Said that all three of theirs are. We're gonna pop off, do really good, and become a high priority.
I like that. I like that. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on today. Always a pleasure talking to you guys. Not like I talk to you guys every single day, but good to get your thoughts on tape. And yeah, good luck, guys, in the rest of this tournament.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right. Peace out, boys. And that was Team High Priority coming in and talking about their experience with today's live stream. Today at 11 a.m. Like I said, we did in fact do our first ever little dip our feet in the water when it comes to talking about just live streaming this process and live streaming Rocket League as an esport. Definitely something different and unique, something that I don't think any other high school has ever done. I think it's going to be something super interesting. Esports and video games in general being very popular amongst many high school students, and thinking about the long term, if we can start implementing an online school esports broadcast, it's fantastic. And I think anytime, if this started 2 years ago, I don't think it would have blown up. But right now in today's quarantine, I feel like that is one of the leading reasons on why it became so popular and why we had 24 viewers at most today. And it wasn't even really advertised. I know 4 of us posted it on our Snapchat stories, but the rest of that, we didn't really, tell anyone else. I was thinking about tweeting it out, just saying like, oh, watch the practice stream. But we finally got through, and then it was a blast. Me and Trey DeGarmo, we actually went on and we commentated it. The commentating process was a little weird. I'm not going to lie. It was strange because we were using Discord and Skype. Skype was so they could see our cameras, and Discord was so our director could talk to us without everyone hearing the director on call. But either way, we got it working. My biggest thing is probably spacing out the games with the ad breaks, and then 2, talking over each other with Skype. There's a huge issue when it comes to talking over each other, because we hear each other and we could talk, but since we're not in the same presence, we're just going to keep talking over each other, and it's not like a big issue. But yeah, that was today's first segment on how Rocket League's influencing us. Not Rocket League, the coronavirus is influencing us and impacting us. I think today, if that Rocket League tournament happened any other day, it wouldn't have blown up like it did today. And right now is a great time to have an esports presence, because no other sports are going on, so might as well get everyone going. And who doesn't like Rocket League? Rocket League's such a simple, easy game that anyone can pick up and watch. So let's get on to today's second segment, where we talk about today's news from the New York Times. These are the major headlines with their coronavirus update. It says the coronavirus and the oil glut yield chaos worldwide. If you guys don't know, coronavirus and oil prices have basically crashed. Oil companies have produced so much oil that they're giving it away for money. They went negative when it comes to selling their products. So that's something interesting, and it's going to be a huge impact when it comes into the way our economy continues going on. Next headline we have is that the EU gave Poland and Hungary billions in aid as they undermining democracy. Let's peep that out and further. It says increasing aristocratic governments in Poland and Hungary are using the pandemic to consolidate power and punish opponents, while the European Union, through critical, has not intervened. In fact, the bloc has helped them with emergency aids intended to fighting the virus, funneling money into members of countries with little oversight and without tying the money to rule of law or democratic values. The funds were distributed under a formula that was sent far more to Hungary and Poland than to virus-raged Spain or Italy. Intrigued use of money, and I'm surprised there's no oversight. That'll quickly become covered pretty soon. The next headline we have is that the pandemic offers Taiwan a chance to push back against China. I mean, if China is going to be hit majorly, yeah, they're going to have time for a pushback. Next headline we have is that instead, in quotation marks, instead of coronavirus killing us, hunger will kill me. Kill us. It says in Kenya, recent giveaway of flour and cooking oil set off a fatal stampede. In India, thousands of workers are lined up twice a day for bread and fried vegetables. Across Colombia, families are hanging red clothes from windows to signal that they are in need of food. The national lockdown and social distancing measures caused by the pandemic are drying up works and income, and around the world, poor people are facing the prospect of starving. Already 135 million people have been faced with acute food shortages, but with the pandemic, 130 million more could go hungry in 2020. According to Arif Hussein, the chief economist in the World's Food Program. That is tough because when there's no money circulating, you can't really buy or get money when it comes to buying food. Next headline we have is that a city in the Amazon is beyond a state of emergency, most likely with the hunger issue and the coronavirus issue. After coronavirus protests in prisons, Iran may be executing inmates in a faster pace. Yeah, that's happening. Virus trickles into Haiti as workers return to the DR, the Dominican Republic. I think this whole spreading isn't gonna stop because people, I don't want to say are naive, but people just don't want to stop traveling and quit moving around. That's the biggest issue I think right now, and I could see right now, even in the United States with all these protests, you're just going to keep spreading the virus more, man. You just got to stay home and do your job, So that was today's headlines. Sorry I was a little lackluster. I didn't quite read into today's headlines. I needed to get this this recorded soon. Bernie had to do a practice tournament, or he was going into a tournament pretty soon, so I needed to get him wrapped up and squared away. But yeah, those are today's headlines from the New York Times. Another interesting thing I saw yesterday was that Kim Jong-un was in critical condition yesterday. Fascinating, interesting thing to see, especially regarding our future relations with North Korea. But that was today's segment on today's world news history, and then now we get to the third and final segment where we just talk about my life and how the coronavirus has affected me and what I'm just really planning on doing. Keep a log of that. So this morning I woke up at 6:45. No, I actually scratched that. I woke up at 6:30, hit snooze for 10 minutes, got out of bed at 6:40, went on a run. I did 4 miles today. I started figuring out that I'm going to do runs every day. Not every day, every Wednesday. And they're going to be shorter runs. Maybe they should be longer, but they're not. I guess I'm just kind of being lazy, which isn't good. But I found that I've lost 5 to 6 pounds, fluctuating weight, since I started running. And sure, that might be good, but I feel like I'm losing muscle. Literally on my run today, I ran into one of our family friends, and he said, "Wow, you're looking skinny." So I was like, yeah, that's cool. But he didn't mean it out of harm or anything. And so I've made the decision, especially after I ran 6 miles on Saturday. I posted it on my private story on Snapchat, and then I one of my friends swiped up and was like, "Oh, you're gonna lose muscle if you run," and I was like, I knew that, but like I was kind of just being naive about it. So I made the decision. I read a Julian Smith article. He was writing about how so many people are switching to cardio now, especially after bodybuilding, and now that they're not bodybuilding, they're gonna start losing all their muscle. And I was like, yeah, that's true. So I read through the article. He said ingest the same amount of protein you used to. So I'm just ramping up my protein intake. I'm still doing my workouts, my like conditioning kind of workouts, excuse me, basically workouts where I just use like resistance and stuff, and I do squats, body weight stuff, nothing too extensive. I'm not moving heavy weights, so I'm not really getting big, but I'm trying to keep it across and keep maintaining what I have. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. But yeah, just keep lifting. Protein caloric intake needs to be matched. Even though I'm not lifting these heavy weights, I think I do need to be ingesting these calories to keep on the weight, because I'm just shedding through it, which probably isn't good. I mean, I won't say I've been eating healthier. I've been eating a lot more home cooked stuff, which is fantastic. I'm not complaining. But, we have a little thing on our kitchen table, and I might grab a couple chocolate eggs from there every once in a while. It's tempting, and I've been eating a lot, but like also feel like since I'm home, I'm just eating all the time. I'll grab an apple, I'll grab an orange, I'll grab a couple oranges actually, and just munch down on them. But yeah, so I did my run. Then I had a 10 a.m. crew call for our broadcast. The broadcasting scenario is super interesting, super fun. Like I said, we used Discord, Skype, and we just commentated the game. We hopped on our games on our computers, and we just watched the game, commentating from that. A lot of fun. We're gonna start doing that every Tuesday and Thursday, starting May 1st, going into May 31st or 28th, one of those 2 days. And then in June, we're gonna have a champions tournament, so that's gonna be nice and fancy. And then yeah, we got all that stuff ironed out. After I did that, it was about noon by then. I made lunch. Sorry, I made lunch, chilled out. I was watching a couple of videos. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of computer I want to get for college. I've gotten into the world of MacBooks, which is, I don't know, it's a chaotic evil, because no, chaotic good, because I love Apple. I mean, I have a Mac right next to me, and I've been using a Mac for a long time, and I love the whole Apple ecosystem. But like, I can't game on it. I can't do super extensive stuff on it. One of my friends who's doing the same thing as me, she has a MacBook Pro with the touch bar and stuff, and I watched her use it a little bit, and I was like, wow, that's pretty good. It's much better than the computers that we're given at school, and it's also running a lot better than my iMac is. So, oh, my bad. I might just bust down and get an iMac or a MacBook Air Pro. My bad. Yeah, I don't know. PC, Mac, whatever. Tomato, not the same at all. And then yeah, after that I actually hopped on another podcast today at 1. Me, my friend Jed Anderson, and my friend Zach Klug. We have the Jed, Zach experience, play on Joe Rogan experience, and that was supposed to be our telethon piece. We were just going to have a podcast on that, but then it turned into, I guess, every Tuesdays maybe. We might start doing it. Today's episode, we talked a lot about the NFL draft. I kind of just talked out my butt because I really don't watch college football, but I like to engage conversation and cause evil and cause a ruckus. But yeah, I did that. Then I took a nap. I've been waiting on the AB May people. We've been having some pipe noises or something, and I guess they just never came. So that's why this podcast got delayed so long. But I think I'm gonna do that. Then we are prepping for a camping trip, and then trying to actually social distance and get out of the house when you stretch your legs. And all my family's going so stir crazy right now. But yeah, that was today's episode of TREVANTINE. Nice and short and to the point. Definitely odd. Tuesdays are gonna start looking really weird. Just because I don't know, there's like some dead space when it comes to what's going on if I'm doing a live stream on for the Rocket League thing or not. We haven't quite worked out all the details, and I plugged my YouTube channel a lot during that live stream, so hopefully we get some more viewers. But yeah, that's gonna be the way it is for a while. Keep washing your hands, and until next time, I will actually catch you guys on the north side.